Kali is fake.
Have you guys ever even downloaded Kali? Because it's not actually a real app. If you look it up on the App Store, it will not come up.
Do the onboarding and then try to pay. Like, see if you can actually sign up for the free trial.
It literally won't even work.
I'm here in Miami with Zach, Blake, Alex, and Connor, and they are apparently the co-founders of App Mafia. Guys, what the fuck is App Mafia?
That's a good question. I would say that App Mafia, you could think about it like a why don't you guys take it?
Maybe Blake has it.
Yeah, I can take this one. I think App Mafia is it's esoteric in nature. It's it's all encompassing. And so what we do isn't really defined by some limited set of products or operations like the traditional company, but rather we're fluid.
You're fluid?
We're fluid.
Okay.
Would you guys say that?
I mean, I agree. It's multi-dimensional. I mean, it's an omnipotent.
Omnipotent.
It's omnipotent. And like, I think it reveals itself with photosynthesis.
Through photosynthesis, through processing light into energy. That's how it reveals itself.
I mean, that's my best definition.
I think this all around us and everyone watching, we're all App Mafia together.
Amazing. What is the first thing that App Mafia is going to be like or do?
So we're starting with education. By the time this podcast is released, we will have launched. We anticipate that we're going to get a lot of backlash. I have explicitly said maybe like 20 fucking times that I will never launch a course. And, we're starting with a course.
A lot of people intrinsically hate on course sellers. They think that if you sell a course, you're a bad person, you're selling your soul, and those who can't do teach. But I'd say that for every 9 bad courses, there's one that actually provides a lot of value and really changes the course of so many people's lives. And that is our goal with what we're doing. We everything we do is public. All of the apps we built, you could publicly verify the revenue we're doing, which is different from pretty much every course seller. And our goal is to truly make impact, make change, help people.
And to add on to that, I mean, even just yesterday, I was on call with 2 separate people that I had briefly worked with that saw the strategies that I and we have all employed in our process of building and scaling apps. And these 2 guys separately both have companies doing over $1 million a month in revenue just by applying this playbook. I think we have collectively probably over 30 examples of apps that do over $100,000 a month that have either seen our content or, come across our products, got inspired, built their own apps, and now have successful businesses. And what we realized as a group was we're like, man, we don't have any incentive to take the time to make this content structured. So we were like, fuck it. Let's all get together.
Drop a course.
So did this kind of come together over the do it for the meme?
Honestly, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we happened to all be in Vegas for a mobile app convention, and Zach was going to Miami. We were like, fuck it, why don't we all live together? And I believe Zach and Blake were originally thinking about doing a course for personal brands, and they're like, why don't we get Connor and Alex involved? And now here we are.
Crazy. Okay, and collectively, you guys have scaled apps to 100+ million downloads, some crazy number like this. Yeah. What is it going to look like? Individually, you're really, really good at just building companies. What is it going to look like when you guys are together?
It's really interesting because I think all of us have CEO tendencies, and therefore it's definitely a lot of managing ourselves while managing each other. And sometimes some of us will have to step up and take the lead, others to back. I think it's always kind of fluid and dynamic.
Yeah.
I think a big piece of it is managing your own ego, finding out how you fit into the puzzle, because all of us have greatness in us, and we're all better at one thing than the other. And so it's how do we fit together and actually put each other in a position to succeed? And that's how we'll take over.
even on the content side of things, it's like, or let me take a step back to add on to what Connor said. We see this across the different operations within the business. Different people have different comparative advantages. So for example, when it comes to content and sharing our stories, it's like, we're going to let Alex and Zach take the spotlight, right? They're younger, their story's more viral, they're cooler than us.
It's true.
They're hotter. They look
They're
better.
hotter. They're fucking. Yeah,
They get more bitches.
Wait, actually, pull up the data on this. I don't know if
Get the
that's,
receipts out.
Yeah, get up there. I think we're actually ahead of you, fellas. But
By a landslide.
Catch it up. We're catching up.
yeah, listen. I mean, if you guys want to dive deep into that,
We
No,
dive
have you
deep
got
into that
any
topic.
advice?
yeah. Honestly, I would give a piece of advice to you guys. I would probably try to, entertain women that don't have boyfriends.
How many? Okay. All right. Let's say most of them have boyfriends going into college. Well, I mean, it's true. I mean, when you're finishing high school, you want to go to prom with someone, etc., etc. How soon into the college experience do they start breaking up and they're like, all right, this is definitely not going to work? I mean, it's week 2.
I think
It depends, but I think bringing this back a little bit, you kind of got to drop your ego at times and recognize that same way that we have to do it within business. Sometimes you got to let other people shine. Sometimes girls have boyfriends and you got to kind of let them have
their
their
thing.
woman.
Listen up, tech Twitter. All right.
It's not tech Twitter. All right.
All right.
Finish that thought. Finish that thought.
Yeah. Spin some game attack Twitter.
Some game.
All right, this will be amazing. Okay, so you launch a course, and that's launching tomorrow on Saturday.
Wait, so we went from course to bitches. To them not getting bitches. Us giving them advice on how to get bitches and back to the course. Okay.
Back to Theo Vaughn. So what is the next stage going to be for App Mafia?
Yeah, I mean, I can.
Photosynthesis.
God damn.
All right. So the strategy we're running is drop the course. We all are reputable in the app building space. People respect us. So if we drop the course, we instantly lose everyone's respect, but then we also gain controversy. So we're sacrificing social capital for actual capital.
It's true.
And then we're like, all right, fuck this. We're just going to be an entertaining group of young guys who also make a fuck ton of money and just vlog it all on YouTube.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are way too scared to do things that are controversial, worrying that they will isolate many groups of people. But that's really how cult-like followings are built. Any of the biggest YouTube channels, celebrities ever, they'll have their core group, but then they'll have their core group of haters as well. For every core fan, you're going to have someone that deeply despises you. And
100%.
it's something that I think needs to happen. It's the yin and yang, and we're prepared for it.
I think
Go for it.
people are way too scared to take risks, honestly. But these people aren't remembered in history. It's the people that actually fucking change how things are done that are remembered. So why would we be a follower?
And a big thing is we've all built our apps off seeding the algorithm and taking over basically TikTok, Instagram. And I'm going to shout Blake out here. He had a great quote. I'll let him say it as of yesterday, but leaning into your ego, maybe lean into your ego and rage it because that's how you actually get views.
No, but it's funny and ironic, but I truthfully do believe it in that. I think what I said I made a Instagram reel / TikTok, and I said something along the lines of, I'm going to start being more of a douchebag on social media. And to do that, I have to set my ego aside. And you might be like, wait, what? You have to set your ego aside to be a douchebag. But truthfully, it's ego preservation that leads us to not take risks and not do things that are controversial, that would enable us to gain influence. But instead, we kind of want to take the risk averse path. For example, Trump would not be president had he not been on The Apprentice, right? Or had he not, run that show. And I think that there are many examples nowadays, right? There's Andrew Tate, there's Elon Musk, there's AOC, there's Bernie Sanders, right? These people all rise to positions of mass influence and status through being controversial. With some of them, it's more calculated. With others, I think it's just kind of who they are by their nature. But what we've realized is like the value of social capital is and general notoriety is only increasing. We all experience this on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis when it comes to hiring, right? The more algorithmic reach and distribution that you have, the higher quality talent that you can attract. This is what I think Cluely and Roy Lee, for example, are doing super well, and why I'm bullish on them. Their product, I think that they have a ways to go, but at the end of the day, it's like getting a crack team in place is most important, in my opinion. And leaning into controversy will enable you to increase that algorithmic reach, which will enable you to build bigger and better companies as you progress throughout the course of your life.
Yeah. So does it just make it like way easier? Yes, you do have a lot of people that are like not supporters of Blake, not supporters of Zach, whatever. But there's a whole bunch of, you get way, way more views. And there's way more people that actually do want to work with you because of this.
This is how Zach and I began working together in the first place, right? I started posting, I think I had like some very egotistical tweet about Umax's initial traction, which is my second app. And Zach had seen RizGPT and Umax organically on social media, I believe, as well as on Twitter. And he DM'd me. And getting inbound like that from super intelligent, hardworking, mature professionals, right? Why are you laughing?
You forgot sexy. You forgot
Sexy, super hot 16-year-old guys. It's like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. How do you guys think about like individually you're each growing these apps to like millions and millions of users? How do you think about like hyperscaling?
I think that pretty much most of our strategy comes down to direct response. It's not a lot of the whole brand awareness game. It's mostly, okay, we know we're paying this much for an influencer to post and we're going to get this much back. And then we're going to make a profit on that. And we do the same thing with paid ads. And we have UGC content, organic content. We have all these different channels. And the goal with every one of them is to be profitable. And then we just scale the number of posts going out. And as long as each one is profitable, that's generally how we've all scaled our apps thus far. However, I will say that as of recently, we have been taking, at least at Cali I, much bigger swings. And the Quittr guys, they could talk about what they're doing as well. But for example, we just had a MrBeast video drop. And that video, most expensive influencer promo we have ever run. We spent $500,000 on it. And we know it was a huge risk. We knew that going into it based on if it was any other influencer, just based on the calculations of view to dollar ratio that we average, we would not have done it. But because it's MrBeast, we know that there will be all of these second degree effects where working with him makes us more trustworthy with other brands. So they'll work with us. Also, people talk about it because it's such a big thing, working with the biggest YouTuber ever. Also, getting that many views at once has all kinds of other effects. People talking about it, sharing it with their friends. So that's really the mindshare game and something that we've been doing more. I think that mindshare does get to a point where you have so much and then everyone almost at once, just like that's, I think, where you get hyper growth. And I don't think we're there yet, but I think we are seeing all of these weird places on the internet where we're
just popping up.
Yeah. Quick addition there. I would agree with everything Zach just said. And to put it succinctly, like increased mindshare, I think makes that direct response marketing more effective. And so when people are generally aware of your product, but maybe they haven't experienced the pain point or needed to download it, but then they see the video that's like really hitting at, maybe for Quittr, for example, maybe they just jerked off and then you hit them with the ad. And then if they're already aware of the product, then they're going to go download it immediately.
Most of our downloads come in at night on a series because people see it. I actually had a buddy, I won't call him out, but he told me, he was like, hey, I was about to jerk off last night and I thought of Quittr immediately, downloaded it.
That's the mindshare game.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not going to lie. Quittr actually saved me a jerk off the other day.
No way.
Pretty cool, dude. Honestly, like I was about to go crank one and I was like, man, Quittr popped in my mind. I was like, man, I shouldn't be doing this. So the frequency has certainly decreased.
Yeah, we had Luke Belmar here yesterday actually at the house, and he was kind of saying the same thing. And he suggested, instead of just trying to market your product, like try and tap into culture, just try and change like what people believe. They think porn is like a good thing for the most part. But if we shift the culture and make people aware that this isn't cool anymore, and that all the cool people are actually using Quittr, that's how you get into kind of hyperscaling.
Yeah, taking a step back too, it's like what Alec just said, but porn is cool to watch, hence why all these young kids watch it. Think about it. Amongst like friend groups in high school, it's like the cool thing to talk about. When I was in a frat in college, everyone talked about your favorite porn star,
Really?
this and that. Yeah, like they're
Yeah, dude,
hazing, bro.
So
It was so prevalent.
while we were pledging, myself and one of my another member of my PC, we had the first birthday in the pledge class, and they got us like a cameo from like
Porn
as a
star?
joke. There's a cameo from
way.
a porn star being like, "Happy birthday, Blake and Jackson." And listen, like I don't think that that's particularly cool, but it does go to show that like culturally it is like viewed as just this kind of funny whatever thing.
And I'd say with Quittr, we're moving out of the direct response, like Zach was saying, from influencers, organic, like brain rot, faceless type content, and going into more of just seeding the algorithm to actually influence culture. Because we win the game if people start viewing porn as uncool. And the fact of like Quittr is cool to be on.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think like companies at some point can turn into movements. For example, a lot of these brands, like I think there's one called Represent that's
Yeah,
popping up
Represent
recently.
That's your boy, bro.
Yeah.
George Heaton.
London Ting.
I've been
London
seeing it more and
Well,
more.
even Whoop is kind of part of culture
Whoop.
now.
Yeah, you see someone else wearing a Whoop. It's like
Everyone's wearing a
instantly
Whoop.
something to connect over. I think that's mostly like
Strava,
clothing though, and
also a
stuff
big one.
like hardware
Everyone's
too. Things
running
like
now.
that
Strava's
work.
fucking big. That shit plants like a seed in your mind, and you start thinking about it every time you work out. It's crazy.
When people
So-
start using it as Riz, bro, that's when you know it's a movement. People are DMing
No,
on
literally,
Strava.
dude, it's like a dating app. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, it's also like kind of like a subtle flex. It's like, oh, let me see your Strava, you know, and you're like, oh, look at how fast I am.
Give us
Oh my
a
God.
year. It's like, let me see your Quittr streak.
It's literally like fourth fucking grade. You're like, I'm fucking second fastest in the mile. No big deal, you know. I can beat all the other kids in the playground. It's like, look at my Strava. I ran 25 miles last week.
Interesting.
So when you guys are thinking about like building this into a movement, how are you thinking about like designing that brand image in people's minds? What are you aiming for?
I think one of our major theses here with respect to App Mafia is there's all of this content on social media, specifically short form, right? On surrounding entrepreneurship and these different domains within it. On X, we see a lot of tech content, right? On Twitter, like we're all very familiar with this space. But on short form, it's a completely different subset of entrepreneurship. People are mostly familiar with social media marketing, drop shipping, day trading, meme coins, copywriting. These are the popular forms of entrepreneurship. But I think that a lot of these are not actually great, great industries to work in long term.
They don't
a lot
even
of them
move the world forward either.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
zero sum, right? Like day trading, meme coins, drop shipping. Like it's just kind of, there's not that much opportunity. There's a fuck ton of competition. For many of them, margins are low.
Feels slimy.
Yeah,
and
so
they make their money selling courses,
True.
not actually doing the business model.
And so we identified this and we're like, man, why is it that there's no hype behind building software, right? Why isn't it cool? I think one of the major reasons is that it's been very inaccessible for decades, right? Even just 10 years ago, like you wanted to build an app like Cal AI, let's go, for example. It's like, there were people trying to build AI calorie trackers 10 years ago. And it's like, what? You have to develop custom ML vision models, right? You have to actually train them ground up. You need a fuck ton of data and you have no guarantee that the product's going to work. You need to raise millions of dollars and pretty high probability that it's just not going anywhere. Even just building a simple mobile app, right? If you are not deeply technical yourself 5 years ago, you have to hire developers to do that. Agencies, generally bad strategy, whatever. You need a lot of capital and degree in CS, that sort of thing. Nowadays, with AI, as well as all these sort of different tools and infrastructure, right? Even things like Firebase and Supabase, making it easier to build out your back end. Pretty much anybody can do it, so long as you're sufficiently intelligent. that's all of our background, right? Like we did not get, you know, like we don't have masters in CS. We didn't have to hire multiple developers. We were able to do it in-house because of these advances in technology. And so I think that that's one of like our high level sort of visions for App Mafia and building software cool.
Yeah. I will say as well, traditional tech guys are painted as nerds. All they do is code. We are the complete opposite of that. Like we fuck around. I want to say some stuff. I want to say.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
You fuck around, really?
We fuck around. We drink. We do stuff.
How old are you? How old are you?
We get girls. We're good looking. We drive supercars.
Last night.
No one's ever seen this shit.
Last night, we were up there on the balcony spitting game with Luke Belmar. Why? Because we studied.
We study.
We study, bro. We study.
No, but seriously, like, I think it's actually something, I'm not sure where this stemmed from. I think it's like the Silicon Valley culture, social network pushed this narrative. Same with the show Silicon Valley, that in order to be a successful founder, it like pushes this dream of just sitting in an office, sleeping there, or a garage or something. And even when you start making money, because I love the early grind, everyone has to go through it. But then even when you start making money, like Elon Musk famously still sleeps in his factories, for example, and people glorify that.
Yeah.
And I respect him a lot for doing that. And I think you should figure out what in life you want to optimize for, what your mission is. And if that's your mission, to build a company in any industry, like if you want to go to Mars, for example, like Elon, then you should do that. You should follow your mission full-heartedly. But if it's something else, you shouldn't just do it because that's what other people are saying. And there's actually, you can build companies, very, very successful ones, and also enjoy your life. You can have a work hard, play hard balance. A lot of people make excuses of why they can't start young, that, oh, I have high school, or, oh, I have college. I can't balance both. I had a 4.0 GPA in school while building Cal AI. It's like you have the time. People spend 7 hours a day on average scrolling on TikTok. People have time for things. They just don't. They're just lazy.
Pull up that stat.
7 hours a day.
7 hours a day on average.
On average, across
7
the
hours.
US, 7
That's
hours a day on
scary
TikTok.
amount
That's
of
not.
time.
There's
Yeah.
no
That is-
fucking
No,
shot.
it's true.
That is
There's
It's
0%
true. It's
chance.
true.
7 hours a day on average. There's just
yeah.
on TikTok. There's 0% chance.
Dude, I'm gonna pull
Maybe
it up.
on their phone, right? Maybe.
Okay.
What? It's like 3.
All right, we're
1.5 hours.
we're
Oh,
clarifying.
no, okay.
What is it?
Okay, it's 4.8 hours on social media.
Okay.
Okay.
God.
That's
Okay.
5
So,
hours.
but
Yeah,
still,
it's 1
it's
hour
like
off.
3 hours a day on Snapchat texting girls. So like you're
That's a waste
feeding
of
that.
time, dude. No,
Yo,
but
pull up your
okay.
screen time right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, pull up his
Okay,
screen
okay.
time.
Here's an interesting stat. 17-year-olds on average spend 5.8 hours a day on social media. That's the highest out of any age group, and then it goes down like 18. It goes to 5 hours, but it's
Probably the
the
added
average is
responsibilities.
4.8 hours a day on social media, which is ridiculous.
Is the messages count on social media?
No, I don't believe they do. They might. I'm not reading deep into this, but even that, like 5 hours a day on your phone.
Imagine if you use that time productively.
Yeah. I think there's also a narrative which everyone can kind of see online of like pushing you that if you want to get into software, you have to raise money.
Yep.
Like Blake and I both went to college, and I can speak for myself with the entrepreneurship programs at Villanova. They basically taught you to basically cookie cutter thing to go raise money.
Well, it's
Right.
like this whole thing where you like go create a pitch deck as the first part of your
Yeah,
company.
instead
It's
of
like,
build
what
it,
the
make
fuck are you
money.
talking about?
It is
so
Like, go
bullshit.
fucking find a
actually
customer.
Bro, business
insane.
plan.
I took an entrepreneurship class at Tulane where we probably spent more time. I mean, it was all about just the entire class was just doing pitch decks. And at the time I was working on my college marketplace app, which ended up failing. But I was like, holy shit, the amount of time that we spend doing pitch decks, like everyone could just spin up a little business. And like, you know, the probability of success would be very low across the board. But why are these classes not oriented around just doing the damn thing?
Well, why do you think?
I think it's because in culture and society right now, you're told to go raise money because it benefits the people that are actually funding the schools, right? All the VCs, all of these big PE shops are all funding, these schools, and so if they go convince them to go raise money, they own most of the company.
So
I don't know if that's true.
I think it's just because those who can't do teach, bro. I think these
Yeah.
entrepreneurship professors usually are not good.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that the majority of systems in society are set up so that, I mean, most systems are set up to be risk averse, right?
Yeah.
We're just trying to preserve the current status quo. And even within these massive corporations, right, they're just trying to not fuck up what they have. They all have the golden goose, and they're all like, all right, let's just fucking not kill this thing. And so across society, everybody is just kind of like spending the vast majority of time studying and analyzing, and a very small proportion of the time acting, because
Like-
acting is dangerous, right?
Like protecting the downside.
Yeah, it's just protecting the outside. And I mean, I don't think that it's like wildly inefficient. I mean, it can be wildly inefficient, but like there's some level of efficiency to it in that, once again, like it's just making sure that everything isn't gonna fucking collapse.
Would it not be more incentivizing to teach people the right stuff?
So within school, for example, like, yeah, I think it's ridiculous that we don't spend more time building and actually doing the thing as opposed to studying. I do think that society should trend towards that. And yet at the same time, it's like,
Do you think people doing it are making money doing it, and a lot of the times it's going to wait until they actually retire to go teach, and that's why only certain schools do this right? And I think it's a small number of schools.
How easy is it to hire a successful entrepreneur to teach entrepreneurship? Like,
Well, the truth is you can't do it if they're actually good.
yeah, like Zach, I think, has an entrepreneurship teacher who sold a multi-billion-dollar company.
He
Right?
sold his company for more than $1 billion.
So you have a very small proportion, I think, of founders that maybe they're like, all right, I'm done with this game. I'm gonna go teach and just have a fun time doing it. Amazing. If every school could have professors like that, that would be great. But on the flip side, like my professor, for example, he had like a drop shipping tea store. Literally, that was his, like, he drop shipped tea, and I think he did like 10K a month in revenue. And for him, it's like, you know, he's trying. That's great, awesome. But he also needs a job, right? Like he has to put food on the table. And yet at the same time, he's just like not a very you know, maybe not the best person to be teaching it.
The way I always thought about it was you basically want to go, like, odds are the people that have actually done it know the most. And so just go, like, if you want to become a great investor, go study Warren Buffett. If you want to become like a great business person, study like Jeff Bezos or whatever. How do you guys, and on the like risk side, it seems like a $500,000 investment would be a lot of risk for, you know, just to spend on one ad. But the thing is it's all relative to like total revenue. And if you're doing, you know, 30 million plus a year, that's like, what is that? 15 days of revenue or something on one ad. How do you think about like figuring out what risks make sense to take and like what is risk to you?
No, it would be like 5 days revenue.
5 days?
Yeah, about a little bit over $100,000 a day. We currently
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
Insane. Yeah. So how do you think about risk?
Very good question. There are a few frameworks we definitely look towards. For this case specifically, I'll say that the way we assessed it, there were a few different things that we thought about in the equation. One is that we have scaled up CalAI almost only through influencers. Only recently are we starting to run paid ads, like Facebook pay-per-click ads. And so we've just been working our way up to more and more famous influencers, more and more followers. And MrBeast is the epitome of an influencer. She's the biggest influencer on the planet, arguably, or up there, top 3. And so he was always the end goal, the North Star. This video made perfect sense for us to fit into. It was all about a weight loss journey. And so when we had the opportunity to sponsor it, we knew, okay, right now, this is a lot of money to spend on a video, because even though it's 5 days of revenue, Apple's payout cycles suck. They're 45 days delayed. So most apps are actually a little bit strapped for cash. And in addition to that, it's not like 5 days of profit. That's 5 days of revenue. It's like,
so it's probably more like
longer.
15 days or
something like that. And so we decided to take the risk on the basis of, we know we want to do it at some point. It's not going to kill us right now. All it's really doing is delaying us paying ourselves a little bit. Like that 500K was either we put it towards a video or we pay ourselves. Right now, I mean, we're all young. We don't necessarily need the money on hand instantly. None of us are super materialistic, trying to buy anything that crazy. And So why are you
You just
laughing?
bought a fucking Lambo cash.
You just bought a
You don't
Ferrari
do
cash.
that.
Disclaimer: there is a Lamborghini and Ferrari outside.
We're not super materialistic. $10 million house.
I mean,
$300,000 car.
To be clear, that's like a few days of revenue.
Yeah, no, it's a few days of revenue.
It's just talking days of revenue.
but seriously though, like outside of that, like I don't think there's much that any of us want. Like I actually broke it down a while ago, and like there were 3 things I wanted, and one was a car, and so I was like, okay, I'll just
What
get
were the
one.
other 2?
A house, which I don't need for many
But a
years.
girl.
Well, you can't buy that.
Glad you know that.
Okay, so yeah, we decided ultimately it was worth doing.
Yeah, I would add on to that in terms of the not materialistic. I would say maybe like a better word is that we're very risk tolerant.
Yeah.
And so like, you know, worst case scenario, everything burns to the ground and we're fine locking ourselves in a room for 6 months and just grinding to get it all back, you know?
I think if everything burned, we would get it back in like a month or 2.
Easy.
That's what I'm thinking is like, I think most people think of risk as this thing where like they think of getting on a plane or like booking a ticket to just go fly to meet someone in person as risk. There's no risk to that. It's like a few $100,
Yeah.
you know? But it like the loss preservation or whatever is so high for humans that we just can't get ourselves over that hump. In a lot of
And
cases.
I mean, I think most most risks that we take in business are, I mean, they often are power laws, right? It's like the way that we assess this is we're like, okay, we think that at like minimum we're gonna get $300,000 back from this $500K that we spend. You know, accounting for direct response as well as word of mouth, but upside is in the range of millions, right?
Mm.
And I actually think that the probability distribution there is like somewhat uniform in nature. And so, you know, definitely weighted towards the losing. But
at least short term for like cash return on.
yeah.
whatever it is.
And so it's like, you know, whenever we get these opportunities, we'll take them 10 times out of 10. And that's something that actually took us a little while to learn. But, you know, Alex Eubank, I think, was the first example. We spent $100,000 on him when we were at sub 1 million a month.
We were at $500K a month. when we did
500K a
that.
month. We spent $100,000 on per month on an Alex Eubank deal. And then within the next few months, we skyrocketed to over 2 million a month. And I think largely because of him, the influencers he helped us get, as well as some other factors. And honestly, like you guys are employing this right now as well, right? With Bryce.
Yeah. So actually, funny enough, Alex and I even had this conversation yet. So we're gonna have this publicly. But Alex was a bit uncomfortable with the fact of signing Bryce Crawford to a podcast deal. But the reason behind it and why I ended up doing it and why I operated quickly is because he's having the Island Boys on his podcast, which are known for incest and a bunch of other fucked up shit, right? So it's gonna rip views. But 2, he's the largest Christian creator in the entire like short form social media space. And so we can get him, we can get George Janko. It'll honestly kick the snowball off of getting more creators. And it was a 20K deal. And so even if we get 10K back, 15K back, like Blake said, word of mouth, getting other creators, larger deals with him. And it was also all, I guess, foundation in the sense that our biggest competitor right now only markets through churches. So how can we target that same audience, but on social media, which is what we're good at?
Amazing. Yeah, I'd be curious. So like if you're doing, let's say, $1 million a month in revenue at one point, how do you think about, you know, and I imagine that most of this is like you have some fixed expenses for like how much does this house cost or how much does that car cost. Outside of that, you can pretty much just YOLO everything back into the business with an expected higher ROI, you know, payback in a relatively short period of time. It's like probably like 2 months and you're getting your money back or something like that in a lot of these cases. And so at any given time, how much do you think you're willing to risk of, let's say, your top line gross revenue or whatever on a single bet?
Oh, yeah, on a single bet is interesting. I don't know, like it would be difficult to deploy like you know, multiple $1 million on an individual play. You know, I guess like the Super Bowl is probably the only clear example I would have.
So maybe this would have been a better question when you were smaller, but
Yeah. Now that said, like I do think that that's actually probably one of the biggest downsides to bootstrapping is that because it is your money, every dollar that you spend is coming out of your pocket. Whereas when you're VC backed, you can take those risks. But I think I speak for all of us here when I say like we would all fucking YOLO everything that we have into a play, given that we think it's
That's how we started Quittr, actually.
Yeah,
I
honestly.
had 3K living at my parents, and
2K for me.
Yeah,
Like, same exact shit.
Funny enough, Alex and I were like, we met up in SF. He was like, I built this last week. I said, I have an idea to help men quit porn. We partnered up. And then we started doing Reddit and X marketing. And Alex is just kind of like a little genius at rage baiting people online. And so he was ripping like a couple $100 days. And he was like getting on me so much of like, what do we do with marketing? You're not doing shit, X, Y, and Z. And then I was like, wait for influencers. And I trusted my gut on this. I leveraged the 3K for about 15K because we paid 20% up front of all the deals. We got a bunch of religious creators. And that's when we started doing $1,000 a day. And so we're like, holy shit, this is working. But the truth is, I could have failed. But yeah, trust in yourself.
And Connor, I just wanted to ask you, what is the technical stack for Quittr?
Not gonna lie, man. I drank 25 beers last night, and I have never written a line of code in my entire life. So
About what I expected.
yeah,
Flip it.
we got the Cookie Monster over here. Is the one you can ask about the code. Does
How is it, bro? Let's go get a taste.
that come in the parcel?
Is it good? Bro, I'm gonna grab it.
Album.
There you
Yo,
go.
I
Let's
gotta
each get a-
actually share this with the. Where is it? Where is it? Where is
Wait,
it?
we
took
took
it.
out the.
Where's the bit one?
cook-
All right,
Jeez,
guys. So
Jeez.
there was a cookie that looked something like this, right? There's a flat line down the middle.
Chill, bro.
Zach says to our videographer, he goes, yo, Jude, come here. Our chef, JC, absolute goat, great guy, was
him.
walking up. Zach is trying to expose JC on camera. Zach goes, JC, dude, did you take a bite out of the cookie before serving it? And it looks like this. He goes, Zach, do you think that he's taking a fucking bite straight down the center?
Dude, Blake has said this like 3 times now. Really overused.
This
I'll
is the
say
first
it
time I
3
heard
more,
it. This
dude.
is the first time I heard it. Like, put it out there.
That was actually the first time I made that joke.
Amazing. Yeah. Okay. On the chef point, how do you guys think about, like, basically, I'd imagine you want to optimize for like going as hard as you possibly can on your actual companies and reducing all cognitive load that doesn't have to do with like outputting successful marketing or like product improvement or all that stuff. How do you think about like reducing cognitive load and hiring away all the roles and, you know, responsibilities that you don't actually have to do yourself?
That's a very good question. I actually think that the more you can reduce cognitive load, the more creative you can be on a daily basis. And so something like us getting a chef for the house, I actually think there's a great ROI on that. You don't need to think about what food you want. You don't need to think about ordering or making it for yourself. And so first of all, it saves you hours a week just on that basis. But then in addition, if you have a chef preparing you meals, they can be very healthy if that's what you instruct the chef to make. And therefore that will cause you to have more energy throughout the day because you're eating higher quality foods, higher quality meals. Altogether, I think the energy that will allow you to put into your business will definitely be profitable. And so I don't know why everyone doesn't have a private chef.
I was about to fucking rip that line. God damn it. God damn it. I wanted that one. Yeah, I would agree. Everybody should just get, if you don't have a private chef, you're kind of like,
If you've
what are you
raised a
doing?
seed round,
No, you need a $10 million
Dude.
house, supercars.
I don't
private
get
chef.
why everyone doesn't
Dude,
just
like-
get a private chef, Lambo, $10 million house. It's
Wait, should we
like,
tell them that like we got like $5 million in pre-seed investment for App Mafia?
yeah.
Should we
Yeah, that
drop
we're using investor money and just blowing it
Yeah.
on parties.
Exactly.
I mean, Roy Lee just bought a Ferrari. Right?
Yeah, Roy.
Do it
Is
for
that
the
true?
lore.
Did he
Yeah,
actually?
yeah.
You can't. You
I
couldn't
mean,
have bought
it's
that,
great
dude.
marketing, to be honest.
No, it must be rented or something.
I don't think
I also just bought a Ferrari. Just want to put
Oh.
that out there.
Yeah, guys, did you hear that? Wait, say that one more time.
I actually just bought a Ferrari 296 GTS 2024.
How much?
430 all cash.
Does it actually help you get girls? I've read that online.
Yeah, dude. Actually, we had a party and I fucking brought a girl out to the Ferrari and revved the engine. And she loved it. I did do that. I swear to
No
God.
way.
I swear to
Are
God.
you fucking
I swear to
serious?
fucking
Well,
God.
I just like to say so. Zach and
Wow, we
Alex.
are deep in the
Zach-
trenches.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, some guys need to do that.
Yo,
some guys need.
can we just talk about the
flashy
fact
cars.
that
It says the most recent, or I guess now you have the other post, but your second most recent Instagram post is your fucking Lambo. Mr.
So
Calorie
Zach and
Boy.
Alex decided to go on a 2-man the other night. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What is it? We're talking about
Let's
this.
talk
Yeah.
about this.
We're not talking about
guys
this.
need to do that.
So look,
Let's talk about it.
Alex
No.
is currently sourcing his Lambo, so he doesn't have a supercar in the fleet. Blake obviously has his Ferrari. Zach just got his Lambo here a couple days ago. They're like, dude, we got these girls we want to talk
Connor,
to.
what do you drive again?
I drive a Raptor R.
He drives a truck.
Yeah.
He drives a truck.
And my
gets-
truck will be
gets materials.
My truck will be 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds.
But it's a
In
truck.
2 months. Hey, it's me, bro.
Connor
I'm fine
drives that truck faster than Zach drives
Yeah,
his
I can
Lambo.
beat
Let's
Zach
be
in a
real.
fucking race. Like,
All right,
Wait,
going
what
with
did
your
you
story.
say? Wait, hold on. Wait, what did you say about Zach? You said he's a super safe driver, but he's not willing to take risks.
yeah.
What?
So that's why you're a super safe driver.
Wait, I've never driven you.
I just like you literally said you're the best driver.
Yeah, you said you're the
because
best driver
safest,
because you're the
and that has
safest.
nothing to do with being the
That
best.
doesn't mean you're the best.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm the safest driver.
Yeah, you're gonna have good insurance. Like,
I probably have the most expensive insurance.
Was it
Is it?
3K a month?
Yeah, it's insane.
Jesus Christ.
Ridiculous.
All right, so they do a 2-man, right? They're like, we're sitting outside. It's me, Blake, and our buddy Luke. And Alex is like, when he needs something from you, he smirks a bit, and you can just really tell he's gonna ask you
I
something.
swear to God, these kids are like slyly walking up, acting like everything's normal. There's like a little grin on their face. And they're like, "What's up, guys? Like, how's your night going?" I go, "Jude, record this." They go, "What? Like, why do you need Jude to record this right now?" I go, "All right, 2 minutes, 2 fucking minutes." Alex requests to borrow my Ferrari to go pick up a girl so that he and Zach can be driving the 2 girls side by
That
side.
was pretty
Ferrari
sick, dude. It
land.
felt like GTA. I'm
And
not
guess
gonna
what?
lie.
Guess what?
Guess what?
The cherry on top of all of this is the girls had boyfriends.
True,
cherry on top.
true,
They all had
factual.
they're like 4 for 4.
But dude, they
having-
didn't
talking
tell
to
us they
girls
had
with
boyfriends until later in the night. Ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Though. Like that is kind of insane.
Yeah, it's fucking
Bro, the amount, I don't know if it's like a U Miami thing, because dude, the
Bro, this
demographic
I think
of
it's your-
Miami,
this
podcast is about to get sent around you, Mike.
Yeah.
That, right?
bro, no, they're not gonna find it, dude.
They will find it.
100%.
We'll make sure our
Alright.
clipping army
Yo,
gets it sent
listen.
to you, Miami.
The demographic
As you
of U
said,
Miami is
7
super
hours a
interesting,
day
bro.
on TikTok, they'll find it.
It's probably higher at U Miami.
They'll find it at like 5 hours and 30 minutes down the scroll.
It's probably
They
higher
gotta
at U
sit
Miami.
through like business drama. Business drama.
Amazing.
Hopefully they learn a thing or two.
But yeah, no, it
True.
is crazy the amount of girls that have been texting them, and then they find out it's like, hey, what's up? She's like, well, my
Dude,
boyfriend
it's
doesn't like the fact that I'm
ridiculous,
texting
bro.
you, or like no caller ID
because-
texts,
Bro.
Probably-
X, Y, and Z. I think you're just young, rich, and sexy. I mean, like, take
Thank
shit
you,
from
Ryan.
guys.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Connor.
Connor.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, what the fuck?
Wait, Connor. Who's at breakfast with us this morning?
Friend,
Ooh.
a very pretty friend of mine,
Very pretty.
joined us for breakfast.
What does she do?
She doesn't work, doesn't need a job.
Why?
She wants to be a housewife.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, every girl wants to be an entrepreneur, but I mean, it's
All
not
right,
good.
let's get back
Let's
to
get
the
back to it.
topic at hand.
Okay. All right. So because you guys are kind of bootstrapping all your companies, I think that kind of allows you to do things that most entrepreneurs can't do, and have like a much longer time horizon on how you decide to build the company, and also like multi-step futures of like, what are we doing after the company, right? How do you think about that?
I mean, within the context of App Mafia, it's like we have a very clear vision on how we can make software more popular and more accessible to the masses. I don't anticipate that this is something that we're all going to work on for a decade, right? But yeah, to your point, like we have a lot of optionality, which is great. And I think every single one of us here intends to build massive companies in the future. I think that there's a classic sort of trope in the tech world, which is something along the lines of like, you should work on the really, really hard problem immediately. And I think that that applies to some people, but certainly not everybody. You know, even like Elon Musk, for example, right? He had Zip2 and PayPal before Tesla and SpaceX. And Sam Altman did Looped and YC before OpenAI. And Steve Jobs sold the little, what were they, like the blue boxes or something?
Oh yeah, like the phone boxes.
Yeah, they were getting
yeah.
like they were piggybacking on the, I think it was like the AT&T network, but for free.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So Steve Jobs did that to make money before Apple. And I think that this is kind of all how all of us approach entrepreneurship too, which is like you can pursue the stepping stone path where you work on progressively harder things as you mature and increase your skill and knowledge, or general skills and knowledge. So yeah, I think that, and I think bootstrapping is very conducive to that. When you raise venture capital, there's somewhat of an expectation, an implicit agreement that you are going to pursue a $10-billion outcome. Which, once again, like, not knocking anybody for pursuing it, there are a ton of upsides that come from it. But yeah, I think that's how we view it.
I honestly think it's bad that that's the default, because most people think the only way to even get started in entrepreneurship is to raise money, and that's a fallacy.
Yeah.
And even on the flip side, within bootstrapping, I think people often look at it as like the only way to bootstrap is to be an indie hacker, right? And to not build teams.
Also
right?
to be technical, I think everyone, like when Quittr launched, everyone thought it was just Alex. When Calais launched, I don't know if you were public about it, but if it was just Zach.
Yeah, I had a little bit of distribution, so people did kind of know, but
no
Zach's
one
definitely
realizes that there's like massive teams behind, not massive, but there's teams behind this working together, and you think it's just a solo person doing
Just a
it.
few months ago, I saw some posts about how we had 4 employees, and I'm like, no, we have 30 something. Like,
Yeah, the breakdown of our team is interesting because, I mean, it's 30 people total. It's more than 30, but half of those are actually virtual assistants, and so the other half of those are like people on, I guess, more specialized roles.
Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day. I think the like before I hired someone as a full-time employee, I was like, yeah, you know, one person, $1 billion company or whatever. And then I hired someone and I watched the like productivity in everything that we can do just skyrocket overnight. And I was like, holy shit, the whole solo thing is like a complete psyop.
Yeah.
Like maybe it works for some people, but for most businesses, you should try to find cracked individuals and hire them.
I think like one of
100%.
my favorite quotes, I think it was Richard Branson said it, but it was along the lines of find really talented people and get out of their way. Give them the resources to succeed and get the fuck out of the way, because your biases and how you think it should be run will stunt growth and stunt what you actually hired them to do.
I think you do embody that as well. I see you're very good at identifying the right person and just being like, that is not my fucking domain, you know? Like when you have 25 beers and you aren't able to code. So you're like,
I trust
that's
him.
not my
Trust him.
So I'd be curious, like, what are individually you have this understanding that you're not going to be the best that you can be at every single facet of the business. What are the things that you just know through growing these businesses over the last like few years, or like not your strong points, and what should you just outsource versus what should you be like the only person that's making that decision? You're the best guy to do it.
I am definitely a believer in knowing how to do almost everything, but not necessarily being the best. And so like, I know Connor, you can't code, but outside of that, I think every one of us here, we can code, design, and market, right?
Yeah.
We're all generally capable, which makes it much easier to hire and identify the right people. Like I know a lot of people that have zero technical knowledge and they just fucking consistently hire terrible engineers because they don't know the difference between a bad, good, and great engineer. And that applies to marketing and
I
design.
think it's also like I can't code at all, but while I'm here and after we launch and have more bandwidth, I do want to spend a week and just dive into everything. Because I'm confident enough I can learn it enough just to like whip up MVPs. Like it's not hard.
You could definitely.
Like, it's not.
You could probably.
I've
become
designed before.
10x engineer in 1 week. You think?
Yeah.
You could do that,
Dude, 100%.
Yeah,
I can go get Cluely's
bro,
founding
you could probably
engineer.
go get a fucking job at Meta in a week.
Like $3 million, you think?
I mean, 4 or 5.
If you just watch the course, you'll learn a lot about development and design.
Yeah, because you taught it.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to buy the course. Actually, we all should buy it. We all should actually pay to be in.
Yeah.
We can
Wow, that's
actually
actually true.
get PSYOP revenue.
We can
It'd
just
be great.
gift the course to our team members and just make them super cracked.
$5,000. We give people credits to purchase and we claim it as revenue.
love that idea.
I mean, but you guys don't even have any investors, so it's just psyoping yourself.
No, it's not social media.
Oh, okay.
We made fucking $1 million first day. It's
Yeah.
all credits. It's all fucking. I mean, this is just. I mean, the big tech companies do actually do this.
What?
Yeah, that usually works when it's like private, and then I don't know about if we say it on a podcast.
Is this Cal AI's strategy? Just send credits?
Yeah, this is actually Cal AI, dude. All of our ARR, it's all
fake
credit.
revenue.
It's all actually. You look at the revenue breakdown. It's like 36 plus mil a year. It's like 35 mil is just B2B sales to a entity where we just send 35 mil.
Anderson
And then
Consulting and
Anderson
Yadegari
Consulting,
Consulting.
we just fucking is literally just churning the same $5,000 back and forth. We don't actually have any cash really. It's 5K. Just
Yeah. Okay. So you mentioned.
He's joking. He's joking.
yeah. All right.
He's not kidding, guys. I've seen it.
Cal AI is fake.
it's not even real.
Quittr got signed into the thing. Now we're recycling cash.
Have you guys ever even downloaded Cal AI? It's not actually a real app. If you look it up on the App Store, it will not come up.
Yeah, if you download Cal AI and try to pay, it literally won't even work. So
It's just an onboarding.
it's literally just do the onboarding and then try to pay. Like, see if you can actually sign up for the free trial. It literally
see if your Face ID
double
will
click,
work.
scan your face. It literally won't even work. Try it.
Try it. You'll see.
Try it right now.
Try it right now. Pause the podcast. We'll wait.
Pause the
We'll wait,
podcast.
actually.
Yeah.
All right, 60-second intermission right now.
Just pause. That one pause. All right. Okay, so going back to the point where you're talking about like Elon sleeping on the factory floor, this is not a hardware company, but there is this idea of like there are just fires. At some point, one day there's some random fire, and then the next day there's a different random fire. How do you think about basically moving in between each fire and like systematically deleting them?
Are you talking about App Mafia, Cal AI?
Both.
Both.
Just generally.
Well, it was actually Alex Hormozy who said this once on one of his podcasts. And I strongly agree with it, that their simplicity within business is really key. If you look at apps, for example, there are only really 3 things, like Cal AI hard paywalled apps, that truly matter. It's 1, getting people to download. 2 is converting the downloads. And then 3 is getting them to stay. So essentially the marketing, the retention, and the conversion rate, or the top of funnel retention conversion rate. And so there are always going to be all these files, things that break, UI bugs within data syncing of accounts. And sometimes you have to let the little fires burn in order to attack the bigger problems. You may want to go extinguish all of these small fires because they're easy to do. They're these little things, and you might go crazy thinking they're adding up and it's going to destroy my business. But it's really just you need to figure out for your business model, and it's generally the same for most. What are the 2 or 3 things that matter? And then it's the Pareto distribution. I would spend pretty much 80% of time on those, 20% of time on anything else.
I don't think I can emphasize that enough. Like on tech Twitter and in the indie hacker world specifically, you see it all the time. These dudes like optimizing the fuck out of their ASO and their like tiny little design tweaks and whatnot, and yet they're at $400 MRR. And I mean, I remember launching RizGPT, the first successful app that I built, and it was a complete.
You're not Mr. Miyagi.
There's 2?
Bro, they just duplicated. Gotta get the chopsticks.
I'm trying to like get over it so I don't hit the cookie. Okay, so launching RizGPT, and it was a shit show. We didn't have reviews, no notifications. The name of the app when you downloaded it was RizGPT-production. The API keys were in the front end. It was a mess. And yet we hit 80K MRR within 3 days. And I remember people doing case studies on it, and everyone's freaking the fuck out. They're like, there's no way they're actually doing this, blah, 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 blah. And to Zach's point, it's like, I think it applies to both the things that you spend your time towards in terms of building, and then also the fires that you extinguish. It's like identify the core components of the business, getting people to download, converting them, making sure that they have a good experience and that they stay. And everything outside of that can kind of wait.
I think with life too, right? Like us living together, there's a lot of things that pop up. We have to take care with the house and do this and do that. And I think everyone has just a mental priorities list. And you just trust each other is going to get it done. With Quittr right now, we're in a position of hiring. So we're trying to find the right talent, but it helps when you have a good team that can handle the fires for you. And so you can handle some of the larger things. But generally speaking, I'm just a big believer of doing it now.
Yeah.
I think that's something that the whole house has kind of realized the past week of just like get the shit done now and don't put it off in a week and then have it keep being a little issue.
Bias towards action.
Yeah.
I'd be curious. So when you first start building the app, you have the like API keys on the front end, everyone can see them, and there's a whole bunch of like small things that are just like bad, but shipping faster equals you actually have a product that has revenue and all this stuff. In your mind, I know the critical path probably changes over time as to like what are the key things that we need to do, and you're probably able to ship faster with more bugs at the very beginning than you are when you have 3 million or 300 million users. So how has that kind of shifted in your guys' mind from the start where it's just shipping to now it's more like you want to make sure it's locked in?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the sort of principles that you apply when you're a small, scrappy team, of like not hyper fixating on these small little issues, do become real concerns as you scale. And it's kind of funny. It's like the same way that as you grow up, when you're a teenager, people tend to like demonize their parents. They're like, all these fucking rules, blah, blah, blah. And as you get older, you start to understand them. And I think the same thing kind of applies to scaling a business, which is early on, you kind of demonize all these big business principles. And then as your company grows, you begin to understand them a little bit more and understand the importance of running a tight ship.
I agree with them.
Okay. And so for right now, when you like wake up in the morning, what is the critical path for your guys' different companies?
For App Mafia specifically, it's been getting the course done. So we're almost
Back
there.
end of it, front end of it.
Yeah, this is going to change a lot. Like right now, we're doing a lot of the groundwork, just setting the systems up.
Yeah.
Long term, the vision is that our lifestyles we will be able to just live, and then we have people around us filming, making the content happen. We help with ideation, and we are still working on improving everything, optimizing everything, but generally day to day, if the systems are built properly, we won't need to think all the time necessarily about operations, and more just about how can we be entertaining, and our lives are naturally entertaining. I mean, we're all young, making millions of dollars, driving supercars, living in a mansion, throwing parties. So that's intrinsically things that people like watching.
Roll the clip. Roll the clip. I think, to Zach's point, we have the ability to inspire people and change the narrative online of like, you have to go raise millions of dollars. You need to go down the e-com path or the drop shipping path and like buy this course, when like you can go bootstrap a software and build it to 10K a month, quit your 9 to 5, give yourself the freedom to go think of bigger, better ideas and meet the right people doing it. And I think at the end of the day, the Mafia's whole goal is to like build a giant community and inspire and seed and help these men and women build a better life for themselves.
I will say though, I think a core principle that we followed at Cali, they follow at Quittr, and we're following at App Mafia is this whole idea of speed. Everything we do needs to be done incredibly quickly. And if it's not, then you'll just slowly fall behind on everything and you won't get things done. You won't build the momentum that you need to hit the escape velocity. And I actually want to say with you guys, I mean, you heard that we were launching tomorrow and you were like, okay, we're going to film this today. We're going to edit this all up and we'll be able to get it up tomorrow. And like at the time I was like, okay, cool. It's just going to be like a camera or two recording. But now like seeing all the high quality production you guys have, it's going to take you a long time. And it's this dedication that's really required to, I think, build anything great.
Yeah, we're not sleeping tonight. We're going straight home, editing, and then I'm going to be watching it and like making sure every single fucking frame is locked in.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I would be kind of curious. So like I am constantly running through like two main things, or actually three main things through my mind. One, I want to be shipping more faster. Two, I want to be improving quality. And then three, I'm like, why can't we do it today? Why can't we do like, someone says, can you do a call next week? I'm like, why not, just call me right now, or just don't call me.
I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
I hate the like, oh, we're going to pencil in a time next week. I'm like, yo, call me this afternoon.
Yeah.
Or like, even if it's next week, I'll just be like, call me at some point, find a time. I hate the like
Like, I can't
scheduling
take-
into the calendar.
I can't take a call literally on the plane. They won't like let it through the Wi-Fi, but like as soon as I land, just fucking pick up the phone.
Mhm.
But how do you guys think about basically constantly forcing the timelines to go faster so that the iteration loops are slower or smaller?
I think we actually went through this in the beginning. In the first 2 weeks here, we got very caught up in like moving in and the Miami lifestyle and having fun, and we didn't have deadlines on things, and we kind of sit down and be like, dude, what the fuck are we doing? Like, do we want to build this thing to the best of its ability and lock the fuck in and work quickly, which we all can do, or do we want to get distracted by being in Miami and potentially fuck this up? And so I think we had to put deadlines on getting the course material done, getting the back end done, making sure the launch video is done.
We're also
and-
being perfectionists.
Yeah, that's another one. Just shipping fast. I think another thing was like, we spent a lot of money on a launch video and it didn't work out while we wanted it to. And so we then were like, all right, what do we do? We figured this
Fucking
out.
scrapped it. What, 25, 35K?
Lost 30K.
Down the drain. Did it. Saw the video. We said, that sucks. We're not
And
doing
bounced
anything
back.
like it.
And now we have another one cooking up for tomorrow that we're happy with. So
I've actually had that situation like more recently. Like if it's not absolutely insane and way better than I've ever done, I'm not releasing.
I don't care how much money, time, whatever we put into it. If it's not good, we'll just kill it.
Yeah.
And then by the same token, and as well as in line with your question about speed, I think honestly, one of the reasons that people don't move quickly enough is oftentimes a lack of confidence in that constantly deliberating back and forth and worried about how something's going to be perceived and whether it's going to go well or not go well. And honestly, I think taking life like not super seriously and just fucking doing things and seeing what sticks and accepting that at times you're going to embarrass yourself and you're going to break shit within your business, but that the more decisions that you make, the more data you get and the stronger your intuition grows over time. If you do nothing, your intuition and your mental models are never going to form, right? They'll be completely blank.
Like this podcast, honestly. It's like the first podcast we're doing like so casually, I feel like.
yeah.
Yeah, bouncing back and forth between scaling businesses,
Photosynthesis,
partying,
girls.
Your technical
Cars.
ability.
Yeah. Very much not there.
beer, 25 beers.
Yeah.
But you had like 30, man. You beat me.
Man, no, honestly, what do you think we actually did? Like 15, 20?
Really, that many?
Dude, I had
I
at
was just
least-
drinking fucking tequila,
I had
bro.
at least 6 here, and then like 4+ shots at the bar,
Yeah.
and then multiple tequila sodas.
So I think of both confidence. I mean, arrogance is one thing, but confidence is something that you.
Dude, you got to hear Alex's fake until you make it story.
All right, go for it.
Oh yeah, this
Yes.
is fucking
Bro, tell them the whole thing of like how we met, all the lies, bro.
100 mil.
No, I don't know.
Well,
Yeah,
that
I
one
tried.
too. I like that one too.
Okay, so I guess to begin my story, I tried to raise 100 million pre-seed to build a super social app to take on WeChat, but bring it to the US. And then, anyways, fast forward a few years. That was just a mark.
You want to compete against Elon?
This was before he bought Twitter. So,
You actually had the idea first.
yeah, honestly, I did. And there were notes in my phone. This is crazy. There were notes in my phone screenshotting Elon talking about buying Twitter, and then I'm writing, I need to compete with this guy. Like,
How old
the
were you at
race
this
is on.
time?
Like 16,
16 years old.
Wait, are you 18 now?
19 now.
19. Okay.
Dude, fast forward.
Yeah, fast forward to Miami, and I'll skip the story, but we met randomly at a hotel. And I remember telling him, I'm a Thiel Fellow.
He snuck into the hotel, by the way. It was not.
Yeah, I'm a Thiel Fellow. He was like, no way, bro. Like 1% acceptance rate. What are you doing with the money? And I'm like, yeah. Well, I'm just like living, doing stuff with it.
How much money did you have in your bank at this time?
Maybe $250. It was like, that's
You
sick,
lied
bro.
about being a Thiel Fellow?
Yeah. And I remember,
To impress Zach?
Yeah.
It's because at the time,
to impress Zach.
bro, I built an unblocked gaming website and it was making like $60,000 a year at this point. And so when he just randomly, we met him in Miami at a hotel. It was like a resort/hotel. We were at the pool. I was with a few of my friends. We were leaving to go get dinner. He comes up to us. I don't even know what he says, but we're like, yo, what's up? And sometimes I'm just in a very spontaneous mood. So I was like, yo, you want to come get dinner with us? Random kid, never met him before. And he came with us. We went to a steakhouse, Smith & Walensky's in Miami. Great steakhouse.
should go back there.
We should go back there, honestly. Full circle moment.
100%.
But we go, and in the Uber, I'm telling him about my project, and he's telling me like, yo, I'm building apps too. I'm like mind blown. I'm like, I've never met someone else that's in the entrepreneurial world. And this was before I ever got on Twitter. So I actually thought I was like isolated in this bubble. I was the only entrepreneur.
You're the only guy that
Wait.
can do it.
Was it, you guys went to room 40?
No.
Oh, fuck
You
off.
got room 40's nuts in a podcast.
All right, what a fucking
All right,
guy.
back to this.
Okay.
All right.
So we were in the Uber just talking. We were in the Uber just talking, and he started telling me about his app. And then I don't even know why he said this because it was unnecessary, but he lied and said he was a Thiel Fellow. Because I asked if he was in college. He was like, no, I'm traveling. I'm actually a Thiel Fellow. And I wanted to apply to that. So I was like, no fucking way. I was like so impressed by him. And I started asking him all these questions about his life. And he was just giving me all these non-answers, not really answering anything. But like, I just thought he was this mysterious, like international man of mystery or something, James Bond. We went to the dinner. We had the whole thing. He's just a charlatan. It was lying the entire time, bro. I found out later. And then, so we met. It was cool. We like smoked the whole night. And then fast forward like 2 months. He was going to San Francisco for this startup accelerator called On Deck.
Yeah.
And we stayed in touch. He was like, yo, I'm doing this. You should apply. So I applied. I did it. I got in and we flew out together. Well, we stayed in the same hacker house, actually.
Oh shit. That hacker house, bro.
Bro.
Oh my.
So we went, and this whole time I was thinking he's a Thiel Fellow. I kept saying it. I introduced him to people as a Thiel Fellow.
Some people are just like, what the fuck are you talking
But then I
about?
slowly started piecing together that he wasn't a Thiel Fellow because I don't know what it was, but he kept like clues started coming in. I learned he wasn't. That's when Cal AI actually started. That's when we launched that same weekend of the Startup Accelerator. There is when we launched Cal AI. Luckily, like he was a cool guy and other things, so like I didn't just like block him for being a liar or anything.
How did you admit it?
Bro, he never admitted it. I think I just like found
I
out
actually
one
am a
day.
Thiel
You
Fellow.
are a Thiel
I actually am still Thiel. You know, funny story actually.
Oh, dude, I remember now. No, bro. Okay. So I posted something on Twitter. Fuck, dude. It was one of my earliest posts. It was a picture of me and him at the hotel. You guys could find
yeah,
this.
yeah.
And it was like, I think everything happens for a reason. I just met this guy. He's a Thiel Fellow. He builds apps. And then a few weeks later, I was like asking him about the Thiel Fellowship. He sent me a fake email that he created saying that he got removed from Thiel Fellowship because there was something posted publicly online. And I felt so bad. I thought I got this guy kicked out of the Thiel Fellowship, bro.
All right, moral
Oh
of the story here is you need to manipulate people to become friends with them.
That is why I'm here today.
The
Because
white
I lied.
version of
If I
Drake.
didn't lie, who knows where I'd be?
But dude, what do you
That's why
like?
I always lie.
Do you believe in fake it till you make it? Because
No,
I don't know.
no. But I feel like some level of
The girls were lying, but they were fake it till they made
Yeah,
it.
Yeah, you're attracting
Girls
liars.
with
But
girlfriends.
some level of
Boyfriends.
delusion
Boyfriends.
is an important prerequisite to greatness because every vision is just a delusion. So, you know,
Be delusional.
if you are convincing yourself
that you're a
be
Thiel
delusional.
Fellow, you'll become a Thiel Fellow.
Just go up to random people whenever you meet them. If they're successful, tell them you're a fucking Thiel Fellow.
Walk up to Peter Thiel, tell me you're a Thiel Fellow.
You know what? Zach sent me his Thiel Fellowship application. He asked me to review it and said, "Is this good?" And I fondly remember it saying like, "So what motivates you?" That was one of the questions. Or like, "What drives you?" Like, what is something tangible that you want? Yeah, that was the question. And he wrote, "I want to be driving a supercar and this and that."
Did I really say
Yeah, and I was like, "This is terrible. Like, Thiel won't accept this. Like, you need to change this."
Use the 100K for a down payment on a Lambo.
I actually I know someone that just dropped the entire 100K on like a house. He just
No
like
way.
took it.
That's fine. You can spend it on
We
anything.
know
so.
someone.
But now it's 200K, so
We-
you can actually buy an entire supercar.
We know someone that is a Thiel Fellow and used the money to get gay strippers to dance on them.
Oh, gay
You know who you are. You know.
You know who you are.
This is true.
Name drop, bro.
Name drop.
All right.
Oh,
Name drop.
Nik Shevchenko.
Oh,
That's right.
Yo, that kid was talking shit on Zach when I first met him. No lie, I was like, you know that's my fucking co-founder, right?
Probably why I hired gay strippers.
Is he even gay?
He's a shadow of Roy.
I don't know.
He's a shadow of Roy. All he does is
Roy's
copy
not
Roy.
gay.
No, but Roy did the stripper
Roy's a
thing.
dog.
Roy
bro.
did the
I
stripper
love
thing.
Roy.
Yeah,
Roy,
I love Roy
on my
too.
podcast was like, dude, I want to be like fucking Genghis Khan.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Roy talking about how he wants to have like, I don't think he said this on my
Said, like,
podcast.
40.
Actually, no, I think it was, yeah, but he has told me that he wants to have many children. He wants to have a fucking armada.
He told me he wants to marry some like rice Asian wife out in the
rice farm.
yeah rice farm wife.
A rice
Jesus
wife?
fuck, he's gonna fucking fly into China, scoop her out of there.
What?
Yeah, he said he wants the purest woman ever.
Yeah.
But
Is
then,
he-
but
is
like,
he
if he
arbing?
doesn't get that,
Wait,
he's just gonna
he's Korean,
impregnate
right?
1,000 people.
Korean? Yeah, he's probably Korean.
He's Genghis Khan.
Yeah, he's Genghis. So he's Mongolian.
Mongolian.
actually.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. There's another podcast that we recorded probably like 3 or 4 days ago, and we thought that like we had to cut one section because it was way too like off the chain. And I
Yours
think
is
we're
like
just
this
gonna put it back
entire
in, and then
after
after
this.
that, yeah, I don't think there's any issue with it.
you gotta leave
I
it
think
all.
Whatever.
No
well,
cuts.
dude called me. He said, "Leave it in, coward." It's like in his podcast. I was like, I don't know if I'll leave it
I
in.
use the word pussy, but
Dude, listen. I was on a fucking podcast 2 days ago talking about doing cocaine, right? It's like, it can always get worse. It can always get
That's
worse.
crazy.
And then what someone told you, like, oh no, Richie, right? And he was like, oh, you're not going to be able to raise money from VC. And
I was
you're
like, dude, I
oh,
don't fucking care.
Well, this
I
is
don't listen. I
there's
don't
always
advocate for
someone-
drugs. I don't actually often do drugs. Very, very rarely, and I would never encourage people to do it. But call a spade a spade. I did that shit.
Yo, I actually think, and this is important for the viewers to understand, is that I used to hear a lot of things, online advice, how successful people made their money, made their fortunes, built their businesses. But something I've learned partially from just meeting these people in person is that everyone's story contradicts another person's story. For every example of what worked, there's a counter example to that of someone doing the complete opposite of it working. The fake it till you make it worked for Alex, but there are plenty of stories where people faked it till they ended up in jail, faked it till they ended up in jail.
100%.
And so I think
up.
that like pretty much everything with like what you hear, what you learn from people is you shouldn't, I don't think there are any really universal rules that work in any space or industry. The only things are really the laws of physics, and that's it.
Wow.
And generally speaking, I mean, just lean into your attributes, right? Who are you as a person? What are you good at? What are you not good at? And I think we're all here because we lean into who we are, and we have different stories, but now we're sitting at the table together.
I think everyone should study like the principles of complex systems, to be honest, because even just an elementary understanding of complex systems will lead you to the conclusion that, well, humans are complex systems, and it's not, we aren't like these sort of, we don't exist on like single dimension optimization curves where you can kind of just pick the correct set of actions and achieve the highest outcome, right? And so I think given the unique nature of every individual, there will be different emergent behavior from the set of actions that you take. So like Zach says, like two different people can take the exact same actions and have completely, vastly different results.
And it's super interesting. I actually heard two founders speak about this, is that there are all of these stories where companies were on the brink of death, but then they made it through, they succeeded. And then everyone looks at that and they glorify those stories. They think this is what makes a great startup. This is what it takes. It takes almost dying as a startup. And they made all the right moves because they were successful in the end. But there are also so many stories of startups that got to that exact same point, were in the same position, they were on the brink of death, then they actually did die. And it's not necessarily that they did anything wrong. It's just that there were multiple factors at play. And if the environment around them was slightly different, it would have worked out. They would have went from the brink of death to massively succeeding, but the factors just weren't in their favor.
It's funny because people think of like Elon as this guy that like doesn't fuck up, or he's like this god tier business builder. But the reality is like he's been quoted as saying that Tesla almost went bankrupt a number of times. SpaceX almost went bankrupt a number of times. And I think many of the like even the fake it till you make it thing, there was like a board meeting where they were deciding, it was like an investor meeting, like 3 days from Tesla's, they couldn't make payroll in like 2008 or 9. And everyone in the meeting said that they didn't want to invest. And then he said, basically he'd do the entire round, even though he had no money in his bank account. He bluffed the entire thing. And the
Interesting.
dynamic in the room.
Christmas too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the environment in the room shifted. So suddenly like it was like, oh well, if you're actually gonna like, make this investment and the company's gonna survive, suddenly we do want to invest.
Interesting.
Walter Isaacson wrote the biography on both Elon Musk and Steve Jobs. Spent multiple years shadowing both of them. Has written biographies on some of the most successful people throughout history. He was a mentor and professor of mine at Tulane. And it was super cool to see firsthand that like one of the best pieces of advice he ever gave me was something along the lines of like, most advice is bullshit. Do things, lean into what works, take risk, right? It's like very high level, very, very basic, but it's very true. It's like they're like we were just saying, founders of completely different archetypes that are able to achieve insane levels of success. And especially online, like it's very easy to remove nuance and just take like 3 examples of founders with a similar archetype and be like, this is what you need to do to succeed, completely ignoring all the people that exist outside of that, whether it be founder personality traits, business, strategic decisions, life orientation, or any other factor.
What happened to your eye, by the way?
Oh yeah, I stepped on fucking glass.
Really?
It's just everywhere. You said I cleaned it up. There might be a bit, but
All right, I'll tell this story. I got 2 stories, I guess, here. Dude, should I tell them?
Go for it.
Yeah, tell them.
We can always like
I one. We'll keep that one.
We show the body
Yeah,
of
keep it
the, should we
basic.
show the body that's outside.
And the body.
body.
Zach's trying to be cool, guys.
I just slipped. I slipped and I hit my face on the floor.
We threw a party. It was wet outside. He slipped on the granite, and
And then second one, I accidentally broke a glass.
as in accidentally, right in front of me, he threw it in the air.
This is being taken out of context. There was an objective.
Clip it.
There was an objective failed, landed on the granite, and I picked up most of it last night. I did, bro. I did.
You guys should see the damage.
All right, well, you should see how much of it I picked up.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Why are you attacking
Yeah.
me, bro? Just go back to chickpea. What's going on with that?
Wait, what is your reaction to that whole thing?
Also, wait, what was your thought process of like, you're with the girl last night at the bar, it was going great, and you're like, I'm gonna drop her off home.
Well, listen,
she's coming tomorrow, like for the pregame. So
being
okay,
a
word.
kind individual. You
look,
know?
she's long term. Like
Oh, she's long term. She's chickpea
I don't think she has a
2.0.
boyfriend.
Are you sure? You should.
I didn't ask. Wait, did I ask? We're fine.
It is crazy that like that is something that you guys have to do, bro.
Yeah, I think I told Zach this morning, like, wait till next week. The distance is gonna start causing friction to the point where, like, well, it's true. It's true. Think about it. They're living completely separate lives.
Guys, just want to make this clear. As much as we make jokes, we are very kind people and we respect everybody. Alex is winking at me right now. I don't know what he's doing that for. No, we're very kind individuals. Very, we take care of everyone around us.
We fuck around, but at the end of the day, like, we want to make sure everyone's
What
having
do
a
you
good
mean by
time.
that?
We fuck around?
What do you mean by that?
What I mean is that we like to have a good time and joke and
Guys,
be
I'm-
lighthearted, and like I will bust Blake's balls and he will bust my balls.
Whoa.
Get cracked.
I will say though that just like we look at consumer apps like retention, conversion rate, churn, like you can basically apply that to anything. And what Alex was saying about the friction is that these girls and their boyfriends are gonna have pretty bad retention because
That's
of the
true.
distance.
That's true.
Yeah,
The onboarding
a lot of
experience
churn.
must be rough.
Because the custom plan is not matching.
I don't know what you meant by that one, but okay.
Because your brain's not big enough. Your
Okay.
brain. Yeah, because
brain's
think
not
about
big enough?
No, but think about it.
Alex, does
Well, no,
size
no, no,
matter?
I'll
Does
speak-
size
I'll speak-
matter?
No. I'll
Does size
speak
matter?
from experience because I recorded this segment last night during the onboarding.
What did you record?
During the onboarding, we're talking about design, and every single question is super personal. So you feel like the app's being tailored towards you, right? And at the end of it,
Fuck are you going with this?
No. You hear me out, okay? So you build them the custom plan, right?
Why are you air quoting that?
Well, do
Like,
you
you
actually
not
build?
build-
No, I do not build it. Do you build a custom?
Yeah, we do, bro.
Oh.
We give them a calorie plan.
All right. Well, there is no
We have a custom plan.
What's the custom? All right. Anyways, back to the topic. So, because they're answering questions, it feels like the app's like for them. They're like, okay, this is what's happening in my life. This is my goals. The app's being built around me. Okay, correct. So when it comes to a partner, if you want
Alex, wait, pause.
do this,
Okay,
bro.
pause. So you're getting the fact
let
that
him go.
Wait,
Let him go.
No, let me hear you out. So you're saying that if you ask a girl the right questions, you can build a custom "I'm gonna get with you" boyfriend plan because you have a boyfriend. Therefore,
wait.
Try to tie it up. Let's see this.
So the questions make the app relate to your life. Okay?
photosynthesis.
So you're like, okay, this is like the perfect app for me, and this
Yeah.
is my custom
Omnipotent.
plan. But give it 2 weeks at the custom plan is going to be different because your boyfriend's living a different life, and because it's less relatable and personal. You're like, hey, I don't think I'm going to buy this subscription anymore. I might just cancel it or refund it and find another app that's
I'm
more
gonna
tailored to me.
refund the subscription.
You know, some people have subscriptions to multiple apps at a time as well.
And they might do a free trial while they're also subscribed to a competitor. Like they might do that.
Good, bro.
Hey, see, I tied it up.
Fucking anyone who's still watching this, please
up?
rate that out
I
of
think
10.
I think the retention on this is actually going to be really good.
Ty, I'm just curious. What led you to ask us these questions?
about women and drugs.
Yeah, why are you taking?
and-
This has been pretty unprofessional.
You know, I'm looking down my list of questions. I don't see so many questions about, but the
Can you
conversation.
read it? What have your questions actually been? What?
So I don't even do. So initially, I did questions. I do like 40 hours of research for a pod, and I turned out like I just heard this story so many times. I'd listen to like 20 different pods for one interview, and it just became like by the time I was actually interviewing them, I'd think to myself, everyone already knows this stuff, and so it doesn't like it's not a good podcast.
Yeah,
so I'm doing
yeah.
like less research, but way more just like what am I personally interested in? Fuck whatever is normal or what should be asked, and I'm just like
100%.
100% going all in. And then anytime you guys start talking, I'm like, that's a thread. Go there. My stuff is what the fuck is App Mafia? Creating a super tight knit community of
He's
killers.
lying. I'm reading them right now. He's lying.
How many girls have you slept with this week?
Making
many
a fuck ton
beers?
of money in apps and then self-funding future
How do you
businesses.
relate apps to women and subscription plans?
What's the free trial look like for women that try to date Alex Slater?
What is only Mafia?
What is Calorie Boy on Yik Yak?
Oh, yeah.
Who is Calorie Boy?
Oh my gosh, dude. Bro, can I show you this? I'm getting like, bro, I don't know if you'd call it full aimed or what.
No, they're just talking about you.
Yeah, sure. So,
I look up to you, bro.
okay. People have been commenting. Yik Yak is an anonymous platform where you could make comments about on college campuses. And dude, people are saying some crazy stuff.
About you? I'm sorry, Zach.
They posted this picture. They're like,
Jesus Christ. Do you want us to put it up on the screen?
put it up.
Yeah.
All right,
Calorie
we'll put it
AI
up.
guy looking for calories.
I don't know.
Average calorie tracker guy party. And it's like the eyes wide shut cult party. Wait, did you guys see that the 18-year-old boy got a Lambo delivered to campus? Heard the guy in the passenger seat blows him.
Well,
Bro, these are
Crazy.
We support homosexuality.
we went
Yeah.
went from hard tech nuclear reactors and cloud seeding to whatever the fuck this is. It's gonna be
better.
really good.
This is
Yeah.
App Mafia.
Wait,
This
this
is
is
App Mafia.
Yeah, dude, we got to do this weekly. Honestly, we just got to do it. We got to just have a setup where we just riff
100%,
podcast. That'll
we
be
should.
fun.
This is great. Yeah. All right. Let's actually talk about this. So you're scaling. The like short-term goal is you're building all these businesses where you can just basically hyperscale them through your own cash and like in reinvesting the dollars that you make. At some point, you know, you want to build like much larger businesses that can scale to like hundreds of billions of revenue or whatever. How do you get there? What are those businesses going to be?
Personally, I want to build a somewhat of like a Whoop competitor with local inference AI. I'm really excited about the future of AI hardware. I don't think I'm going to compete on glasses. I would love to build, AR software as well. It's very exciting to me. I think there will be a mass amount of opportunity as glasses replace, if and when glasses replace phones as the primary device that we use. But yeah, probably something within one
I
of those
think-
domains.
Like we could all do this right now and drop everything, build a fucking $1 billion company. But
Really?
Easy.
I
Easy.
think
Well,
100%.
on paper, all of these companies are already $1 billion company. Like
Maybe
if
paper,
someone's trading,
Yeah,
you know,
maybe.
a company at like 100 times revenue, 30 million equals 3 billion.
Yeah,
you know,
traditional
That's true.
valuations.
We are billionaires.
I think Warren Buffett said that.
Vacancy making.
No, but App Mafia, I think will actually grow to over $1 billion valuation.
But yeah, no, like we could do this right now, but I think it's more fun and exciting to just enjoy the present and just be young and be YouTubers for a bit, build Cal AI and just live off that
Build, like,
cash.
personal brand.
And then 10, 15 years from now, once we're done with this cycle, but all right, cool. Now it's time to build the $1 billion company.
We also have a movement. We have the ability to build like a really strong
Like
movement.
10, 15 years from now.
Cool.
Yeah,
What
Jesus.
is okay? Okay.
You're gonna be old.
20, 30 years from now,
40.
then maybe it start taking life seriously.
Well, no. Well,
I think that-
when do you expect? Like 5 years?
Yeah,
Dude,
five,
like
10.
3 to
5
5
years.
2 years.
I think that the
2
biggest
years.
personal goal I have is I would love my last name is McLarenn. In my entire life, I've been asked if I'm a part of it, and I say one day because I genuinely want to buy the company and turn it around. I think in the
You keep saying turn it around, bro. It seems like they're doing
they
fine.
went bankrupt.
They
and
went
were bought by the
bankrupt.
Saudis.
Saudi Arabia bought them.
The Saudis bought them because they went bankrupt.
Yeah, but
How much did
the
they buy them
Saudis
for?
are turning them around.
Yeah, but then I'll get involved.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
But no, like McLaren's are notorious for like always being in the shop, like fast cars, they're sexy, but yeah, I just want to be a part of it and blow them up. And I think I was gonna say with App Mafia, it's the cool thing is we can build a community and we can actually potentially keep an App Mafia house and bring up young founders to like almost replace us.
Yeah,
Current
yeah,
users.
We could
Like a FaZe Clan esque.
probably like in a few months we can put in a bid for McLarenn. Do App Mafia.
Yeah, I think we should.
Debt financing.
I mean,
bro.
how much does that even cost?
4 billion?
Few thousand X leverage, like 50,000 X leverage, maybe. You want to put like $1 million down or something like that.
Yeah.
We could do it.
What
Or
did you
We'll
say?
put Jude's name on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Jude will fucking co-sign the loan.
Unironically, you guys would probably crush running a car company.
Yeah,
Dude,
no.
that'd be sick.
Bro, it would actually be like,
Leverage buyout, bro. Just
no, but
easy.
seriously, all companies right now that I think are traditional industries, I actually really believe that we can, but anyone else that really understands the trends can totally revolutionize it. Our strategy, I mean, every industry has alpha where you could leverage social media, leverage AI to make it even better. If we bought a car company, what we would probably do is like make more of this lifestyle content, send cars to
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't
I don't
fucking.
know about
I do
that,
not
no.
buy any of that, bro.
No.
It's a
Dude,
fucking running a multinational corporation with tens of thousands of employees.
I could do
It's
it.
very different from running 20-person.
Don't
I
worry.
mean, totally. I'm talking about the
Cal AI.
marketing. I'm talking about the marketing
but
side.
Zach could build a nuclear weapon and
Yeah, Zach
that's
earlier
true.
said that within 3 years, if he devoted himself to it, he could build a nuclear
If
weapon.
that was my only goal, then I
There's
could
no
do it.
fucking
If it was
way.
my
North
only-
North Korea needs to get this guy right now.
North Korea
that was
does
my
have-
only goal.
does have an arsenal.
woke up,
I'm curious.
all I thought about.
I have a question for the table. So obviously we didn't start with millions of dollars. Did you expect it to be this easy now that you have this material
I
success?
think that, yeah, I think 3 years ago I thought that this was achievable, but like from 3 years from now, I don't think a nuclear weapon is achievable.
Zach, what is your comment?
Self-limiting beliefs.
Self-limiting.
Definitely
beliefs.
self-limiting beliefs.
I think
What's-
we could do it.
I think Alex and I could do it together. Because honestly,
we
look,
could beat them if they tried.
You-
We'd so
honestly,
beat them.
bro,
Yeah.
fuck-
Let's do a
like,
YouTube video.
it really is a self-limiting
Competition.
belief.
Who can build it
I truly
first?
believe we could do it. I mean, because I haven't looked into it that much, so I can't create a plan right
Are
on
you
the
in some
spot
like
here.
secret society?
However,
Is that how you're 18
what I
and
would
rich?
do-
countries
What
with
I would
tens
do-
and
what I would
tens of
do-
millions of people have been trying to build nukes for decades.
Yo,
Here's
all we need
here's
to
the
do-
counter
yeah.
to that. SpaceX. SpaceX
Exactly.
outcompeted NASA like
They
crazy,
outcompeted
and they
other
had
countries.
They had like
over decades.
sure,
Not 3 years.
but this is just a
3 years
nuclear
to build a
warhead.
nuke.
Like,
A nuke.
Yeah, exactly.
What
Exactly.
is-
They
and they didn't
started
have
with a
rock.
nuke. They
Let's-
bought.
let's
They
dive
didn't have
into-
Russia.
I think you have
principles.
something up your sleeve. Are part of some like secret society for this eight?
Dude,
Like, did
I
you really
thought
become
so.
successful?
Let's
off
just
your
figure
own
this
merit?
out right
he
now.
actually
guys.
got into the Thiel
we put you on
Fellowship.
the- yeah,
Dude, all we need to do is hire a couple of nuclear engineers and get some enriched uranium.
Yeah,
and
well,
fucking with it.
what's the
pretty much
bottleneck
there.
here? Let's just figure it out right now.
Exactly. Yeah, let's figure it out
let's
right
go
now.
to the first
I think the bottleneck is
You don't
the
have that.
materials
It's the
necessary.
mindset. That's the fucking.
We have the mindset. You and us, they don't have the mindset. We have the mindset. Yeah, we have the mindset.
How to build a
Here's the
nuke.
materials.
So are you trying to like go to Russia, buy a retrofitted rocket for the 30 million, one year's of revenue for Cal
Yeah,
AI?
try
Am I
buying
trying to
nuke
right
and
now?
it's so
Am I trying to
overpriced.
right now? No, but if I needed to, if I wanted to, I could. What my plan? I would probably start by raising money. I would probably raise as
what-
much as I actually physically
In the
could.
form of venture capital?
venture
To build a nuclear warhead in 3 years?
Yes. And my pitch would be that we'll take over a country together.
Split the jackpot.
Oh my god.
No, you could actually do if you got your
You
hands
could
on a
get
nuke.
Roy.
No. If you had your hands on a
Roy
nuke,
will become
you
Genghis
could
Khan.
actually become dictator of a country with tens of millions of people.
bro,
They would
crazy.
immediately instate you if you
Okay.
many
Insane.
countries in
So
the Middle
let's
East
do
would
it.
immediately instate.
No,
you.
but seriously, I actually believe that we could do it. I think that it would take finding the materials, getting enough funding, and we would be able to
finding the
network.
materials.
You can't bootstrap this?
Yeah, we just need
You could. It would just be difficult.
That's
But-
why you take the VC connections. They have
Dude,
connections.
these are, by the way, I just want everyone to document this, and we should probably clip this moment. It's like a split in the table where it's like the extremely delusional, and then like, I don't know, maybe it's too realistic, the pessimists, and we'll see long term how this plays out.
I know that for myself personally, I know that I'm backing half the table on this idea.
you're
Which side?
bad.
I think I want to back the delusional.
I think we
guys
should
who
look
think
at
they
the-
can.
We should look
Yeah,
at the
let's fucking
receipts.
go.
Blake and I have won every game in this house, every argument, every 1v1, 2v2 we've had. We have won. So
We've won everything.
look at the
Yeah, but
receipts and see where we're
but
at.
let's break it down.
break it down.
Let's break it down.
Let's break it down. So how much older are you guys? 25% older?
Wait,
And are you 25% better?
Wait, would
Fucking old.
Like, let's think about this. Let's see if we're on track to overtake you.
Okay.
well, at 18 and 19,
If you
where were
guys
you
don't
guys?
where were
overtake
you
us,
guys?
you're fucking
Smoking pot?
retarded.
Smoking pot and skateboarding?
It doesn't matter, bro. We're ahead of you right now. Right now, and we always will.
Compound
be.
interest.
We will always
Compound
be ahead of
interest
you guys.
takes over.
We will always just stay ahead, bro.
You guys haven't realized that you need to learn more from us and listen to what we say. You guys are trying to like
Listen to the
you guys are trying to
honest-
nod your heads like, okay, I get it, and then you guys go fuck up what we just told you you're gonna fuck up on. If you listen,
Hey,
you would
man,
overtake
we'll put it
us.
to the test.
We
will
want you
spend the
guys
next
to
3
overtake
years.
us.
CEOs.
We're gonna put.
They're at, so. we are your boss. We are your boss.
How is that the case?
He's a CEO of CalAI.
I am not. I do not exist within the structure.
All right.
I'm the fucking grand master.
Okay, well, listen. We're gonna put App Mafia on pause for 3 years. We're gonna go devote the rest of our time building a nuclear warhead, and we'll see who's laughing.
Investing uncapped into
Yes.
Then we're gonna leverage
Right.
that nuclear warhead to take over the App Mafia again.
Yeah.
that. Okay. All right. Final question. What's the hardest thing you've overcome?
Hardest thing
Hardest
I've
thing I've
overcome.
overcame.
Overcomer the app. There's a Quittr competitor, a Quittr clone called Overcomer.
Who made it?
What is it, Landon?
Pull them out.
Landon and what's the other kid's
I
name?
fucking hate those guys.
I don't know.
What's the other
They-
small kid?
I don't
What's his
know, but
name?
they cloned Cal AI too.
Yeah,
The reason I hate them is because he fucking applied to work for me and then built Cal AI clone.
Oh, did he pull the whole like
No.
we go into the meeting
Dude,
and learn shit?
no, not that. But man, it's just like, it's like he didn't even attempt to innovate on anything. It was literally just like exact same product.
Yeah.
Which like, dude, building competitor is cool, but copycat is not.
There's this entire company, I think it called Rocket Internet, that basically for a long time they just cloned like what was it? Groupon, Airbnb, and they would basically go
overseas.
Yeah, they would go overseas, clone one of the American companies that was like succeeding, and then like
Doing
force the
different-
company to buy it, or
Wow.
else
Yeah,
you know,
Brian talks about telling them. to fuck off.
Yeah,
okay,
he
we
told-
should
yeah.
we should answer this question though.
Yeah,
Hardest
yeah.
thing that we've overcome. Does anyone want
I can start, to be honest.
Let's try to make these all short. 'cause
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can all
getting
go on
rejected
5
from the
minute
Thiel
spiels.
Fellowship.
Well,
right.
no, yeah, I'll make this pretty short. As I said previously, like I had a lot of delusion, a lot of visions, and for many, many years they just didn't come true. And I got to a point where I thought I was crazy, but I wasn't actually putting the work in. And as soon as I started using that delusion to build instead of fucking think about things, everything changed. So very happy I overcame that. That was very difficult for many years.
Zach?
The hardest thing I've ever overcome is probably, it's more of mental than, or, well, very physical actually, is I got jumped once. It was last Halloween and broke my nose completely. I had to get surgery. And I was just in pain for like 2 weeks straight in bed. At the same time, we were actually taking acquisition calls with companies, and it was a lot of agony. It was something I would have to overcome because like I'm not just gonna sit there and die, but like that was definitely the hardest probably week or 2 weeks of my life, I'd say.
Wow. Can I ask why do you get jumped?
Dude, it was honestly just retarded. I don't blame anyone because I didn't actually know these kids. I went to a party. It was a party that I was invited to by this girl who knew the host, and she told me and a few of my friends to come. But when we got there, apparently we weren't actually wanted. The girl just invited us, and so the guys there they were from a different town. They wanted us not to be there, wanted us to leave, and we were leaving. We were like walking out, but there was like a riot forming around us. So all of these kids were very rowdy, drunk, and I honestly just write it off as consumer behavior. That if you're in that situation, a drunk high school kid with your boys, and then boys from another town come, it's just a natural tendency is to try to get into a fight. So like it was nothing personal, but yeah, they
Smash your nose, son.
dude, it was like a big brawl. It was like 7 of my friends and then like 50 other guys.
Did you win?
Well, we got out of there. I mean,
Maybe surviving is winning.
I got a good hit. I got a good hit in, but yeah, I got really fucked.
Okay, Blake.
Honestly, I would say doubt. Like, yeah, I think the hardest thing that I've ever overcome was doubt. I think from when I was a child, I always felt like I had massive potential. But as time goes on, when you don't actualize that, you start to ask yourself, you're like, why isn't this happening? Why am I not living the life that I always dreamed of? And, you know, I think the sad thing is most people never get out of that. Like, I think that the majority of people spend most of their lives in that state, especially nowadays. You know, I think that especially with social media and the internet, we all really romanticize achievement. And yeah, I mean, it was until I was 22 years old. I graduated college and I had literally fucking nothing to show for myself. The only jobs I had ever worked were DoorDash, tutoring, taking tests for other kids, mowing lawns. I didn't have an internship in my entire life up to that point. Never had a W-2. Never even got a fucking second round interview. And I knew I was smart and that I was a high achiever internally, but man, there was fucking no data.
The external indicators were just
There
lacking.
was zero
Super
data.
difficult.
So
to deal
hard,
with that.
bro. And yeah, once again, like the longer it goes, the more that fucking grows. And yeah, I think that just like accepting that state and continuing to push forward is difficult, but you do it, and over a long enough time horizon, it usually pays off.
Was there any like moment during that, you know, first like 22 years or even closer to the end of it where you could see some like inflection point or something happening?
You know, there are a bunch of different like individual turning points, but no, dude, it was just fucking failure after failure after failure. And people always told me that I was smart and I always worked hard. And so I was like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Like, I'm smart and I work hard. Like, I take risks. What else do I have to do? And it was just years and years and years of that. These guys are lucky, you know, they got to hit it early, 18, 19. But I mean, for Connor and I think Connor probably experienced something similar.
So,
It's just,
like, you know, sure, a lot of people going through the same thing. I mean, as I started with my thing, I overcame exact same situation. Nothing to show for it. What makes us, or you specifically, different in overcoming that rather than just getting defeated and just submitting to society and doing what everyone else is telling you to do?
yeah, I think all of us here and most successful founders that I know embody the trait, which is just perseverance, risk tolerance, sacrifice. It's like get up, knock down, get up, knock down. The vast majority of people that I know, or I think the vast majority of people as a whole, maybe they take a shot or two. Sometimes they half-ass it. They kind of fucking, you know, give it an attempt, and then the second that it doesn't work out, they're like, all right,
Yeah.
back to the standard path.
So that's interesting. So can I ask all of us real quick?
Can I answer first?
Yeah, no, we'll get to that. Just real quick. Don't smirk like that. Do we all have a vision for our future, and are we all under agreement that we will not accept any reality that isn't that? Like, we're not stopping until we achieve the things that we want.
I think
like
that's
we just reject it.
I think that's
straight
a
up.
dangerous mindset because like my future and what I want for myself isn't like a materialistic, like there's certain material things of like having enough cash and never have to worry about money ever in my time of my life, making sure my family's taken care of, things like that. But for my future is just like freedom, dude. The ability to do what I want when I
would
want.
agree in that like step 1 to 2 in getting to that point is just achieving freedom, right? It's like this narrow tunnel, you achieve the freedom, and then it's like this massive sort of, you can choose whatever direction to go.
I would say I've basically, like, my goal was to make $1 million before graduating high school. That was my goal. And we did that. And
for context, real quick, for anyone listening or watching, Zach has a YouTube video from when he was 14 years old.
We can link it.
Which
in the
says
description.
how I'm going to make $1 million by the time I'm 18 or before I graduate high school.
Yeah.
He's just walking around his house, just talking to the camera, just like nailing it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I didn't have a plan. I didn't know it. I just knew that was my goal. That's what I wanted to do. I felt destined for it. And then getting to the point, I realized one night it was honestly, it wasn't something where we just hit the goal and I was like, I achieved this now. It was slow for me to actually realize that we made it happen because everything with Kelly, I was moving so fast. But one day I just looked up and I was like, whoa, we actually did it. And even though at the current, like present moment, I had achieved my farthest out goal, I wasn't done. I knew there was more to life. This wasn't like life wasn't just accomplishing this goal. So like having materialistic goals, I think you need to have goals that are always shifting, always that are never just set in stone, or you should have a multitude of goals that you're chasing, but they should never be things that are truly achievable, at least not all of them, because then if you don't have any goals to chase, I think that's where depression comes from.
Yeah. You're not like ambitious enough. I know that, like, at least for me, it took a very long time to figure out what is the journey that I actually just enjoy just beating the fucking pavement on.
Yeah.
And that, like, the goal is not get a supercar for me. It's more just like keep on grinding and keep on, getting more people to start awesome companies.
I've learned a lot actually through Blake with this, but I think like freedom is the elimination of noise and having more bandwidth to do what you want. And it depends what season you're in life. And so that could be building a product, that could be reading, that could be learning, it could be exploring. But as long as you eliminate the noise that are distracting you from that journey, I think that's where the happiness lives.
Connor, do you want to answer the?
Yeah, I'd say for me, similar to Blake with the sense of doubt, but it's like building self-confidence. It was in high school and I basically lived in this like middle zone of like not taking a ton of accountability, even like playing sports, because I didn't want to get in trouble. I was afraid to get like yelled at and have the pressure. And then eventually I remember my boy Clay came, we started practicing after every practice and I finally got my shot to like play in a game, and we were a top 5 team at the time in the nation. And then COVID hit, whole season was cut, but it was like that confidence of putting in the work, getting it done, and actually getting something you'd see out of it. That rolled into college, what I wanted to do with civil engineering and build homes. And I think that's exactly where I am today, because I had this, even as funny as that, what I told Blake, like, if you can do it, I can do it, because I genuinely believe like you can do whatever you want in life if you just put in the work. And it was that simple confidence of being told I was going to play against our rival. That was it from my coach.
Amazing.
All right, boys, stay relentless.